Thanks so much for joining us this Christmas evening. I'm Mark Salinger. I want to bring in 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Carl Lamb, who's tracking the holiday storm making its way through Colorado. Hey, Carl.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, it is definitely, again, a slow one right along I-70 in both directions here. It is stop and go traffic. You're just inching along. Hardly any movement there. You see that with the red, and that's just because the snow is working its way through. It is that mountain snow, and then there's that sharp cutoff line for areas that are dealing with rain. So again, we'll zoom in on that in just a moment. But again, you see that sharp cutoff between the blue and the green, and that is that difference between what is impacting Georgetown right now, where the snow is starting to taper off just a little bit. But all in all, we're still dealing with rain as you head over towards Arvada, Lakewood, Denver as well. Littleton also getting in on some of that rain. But just watch it as it kind of just works its way in toward Denver. So we will get in on some of this rain as we go into the next half hour to hour or so, as this just kind of works its way on through. We take you a little further up towards Longmont and over towards areas further north towards Loveland, and that's where, again, we're still dealing with rain, but again, some of that snow impacting areas at higher elevations. So coming up in a little bit, we'll time out the rest of the mountain snow that we're expecting, and we'll look at that 7-day forecast that does feature a warm-up and a cool-down. Mark?
Carl, thank you. It was a not-so-silent Christmas evening for some people in Aurora. 4 people were taken to the hospital this morning after a suspect involved in a shooting then sped away and crashed into an RTD train, causing the train then to derail. That caused a big old mess for everybody to clean up throughout the day. The road was shut down for much of the day as police tried to figure out exactly what happened. 9 News reporter Ria Jha was there, and Ria, police are saying this might have started as a family affair but ended up impacting a whole lot more people.
Yeah, and just to get that cleared up, so the shooting happened in the parking lot of a condominium complex, and then everyone involved in that shooting all got in the same car that crashed into that RTD train 10 minutes away. It wasn't the usual Christmas morning wake-up call for people living at Foxdale condominiums.
At about 08:13 this morning, Aurora 911 received a call for a shooting in the 18400 block of East Kepner Place.
Neighbors said they heard yelling and 9 to 10 gunshots.
We were still trying to respond to the initial shooting when this incident actually dropped. They almost dropped simultaneously.
Nearly 10 minutes later, Aurora police got a call about a car that derailed an RTD light rail train at the intersection of Sable Boulevard and Ellsworth Avenue.
It appears based on video that the Mazda tried to beat the train crossing the intersection and ended up striking almost directly against the driver's compartment of that train.
The operator of the train was taken to the hospital. 4 other train passengers were okay and went home. Inside the car were 3 men and 2 women. It was everyone involved at that shooting at the condominium complex.
There was 1 person struck from the shooting that was actually in the vehicle. They were also transported to the hospital.
The driver, the victim of the shooting, and 1 other person in the car were taken to the hospital. Police say they all knew each other.
As far as we know right now on a very preliminary investigation, this appears to be somewhat a family-related incident and that the parties knew each other.
A Christmas morning to remember, to say the least. Aurora police said they are working the investigation with RTD police. They said they do have suspects in custody, but haven't officially made any arrests yet. Ria Jha, 9 News.
A lot going on there. Ria, appreciate it. Thank you. Well, this Saturday marks a rare day in Colorado, one perhaps that we have never seen. CU has a bowl game, CSU has a bowl game, and the Broncos are fighting for a spot in the playoffs, all in one day. Get excited, folks. But today our focus is on the Rams, and one super fan completing his goal of going to every CSU football game this season, both home and away. 9 News Northern Colorado reporter Amanda Gilbert met up with him before the final game.
Win or lose, rain or shine, there's a big constant at all CSU games this year.
I look forward to being here every game.
Aaron Harris is a diehard Rams fan.
I've been a season ticket holder since I graduated in 2003.
But this year,
I got very lucky.
he might be the biggest fan. He's been to every away and home game.
I thought that it would be really fun to follow my favorite team around.
The stars aligned.
My wife and I were going to the CU game and the Oregon State game already.
Aaron's wife has family in Reno. Aaron stayed with his cousin and their exotic chickens for the Texas game.
So some are very tall and some are very fluffy.
The game against the Air Force was during fall break.
We stayed at Great Wolf Lodge.
All that was left, Fresno.
Spent 18 glorious hours in Fresno.
Aaron picked a great season to do this.
The really cool part part is, being a CSU fan, I've been used to some less than great seasons. And this season has been the best one in a decade.
He wasn't missing out on the bowl game.
Booked airfare and hotels for every single bowl game location that we could go to.
Honolulu was even a bowl game possibility.
That one I booked, and my wife was like, if you take this trip, we will have a conversation about our marriage because it's on Christmas Eve at 5 p.m.
Luckily for his marriage, he's going to Tucson. For him, football's all about camaraderie.
Like if I say, hey, let's come hang out in my backyard 6 Saturdays in the fall, I'm going to have 2 or 3 people show up and the rest think I'm nuts. But if I say, hey, we're going to go to a football game, we're going to have 20 to 50 people show up.
It's been an adventure.
So I got to know some of the parents of the players this year, and that's been really cool.
With hopefully a win come Saturday. Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Great season to go to every game. The Rams are taking on Miami of Ohio this upcoming Saturday at 2:30. You heard it there in Tucson. The Starbucks workers' strike is over, at least for now. The 5-day strike started on Friday and eventually expanded to several cities, including Denver. Striking workers say that Starbucks is negotiating in bad faith, and Starbucks says the workers are negotiating in bad faith. So the union representing the workers is asking for a wage increase for baristas, something that Starbucks says is not sustainable. The coffee chain says it's ready to resume negotiations when the union returns to the bargaining table. Well, Merry Christmas to the bald eagle. All the bald eagles out there. Today, President Joe Biden signed a law recognizing the bald eagle as the country's official national bird. The bird of prey has, of course, long been declared the nation's symbol for strength and freedom and resilience. The bald eagle was first adopted as the coat of arms for the Great Seal of the United States back in 1782, a year before the end of the Revolutionary War. Honestly, surprised it took this long to make it the national bird.